I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear.
Hello racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, and along with Drew Forster, we're going to go through the Sunday, June the 12th races at Hastings. We do have 8 lined up on tap. Should be a great afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like a very good card they put together. We do have a 3-year-old filly stake that goes into the third.
Didn't go last week, but it went this week. A little light with the old 3-year-old
fillies.
5 fillies.
The Emerald
Downs will go this week.
And that category will get stronger as we go on through the year.
There get long. Gotta go long. Sprint. Yep. Too many sprints.
First race on the card is a $4,000 claimant event. Non-winners of 2 lifetime for Colts and Geldings, going 6.5 furlongs. I went to the 2 here. Jackpot out of the Paddy Leany barn.
Jackpot.
Broke his maiden for fun as the favorite, his first start this year, and came back with a good effort against some tougher horses like Shuswap, Stone Ridge Ruler, Forestry's Devil. Who else was in there? Casanova. Goes back to the 4,000 non-2 category, or $4,000 level. First time in a non-2 4,000, but he looks to be the horse to beat in here. I have him on top of New Jersey Joe out of the Mike Anderson barn. 2 starts this year. Maybe he's getting, the last non-2 he was in was a much tougher race with Mario's win, Mr. Candy, Killarney Kid. This race is softer, so he fits in here. And I put Irish Victor, just a good third last time behind Let's Have a Double, Wiley is command. In the non-2 event, Hamill sticks with him. I went 2-3-1.
Yeah, I agree with the top 3. I went to the 2 Jackpot. Good, as you mentioned, nice win first time out. Came back against tougher company last time. Wasn't disgraced. Gets in against some pretty soft company here, and I think he's going to be pretty tough to beat. I put Irish Victor over New Jersey Joe. I just flip-flopped the second and third, but the 2's a key for me. I went 2, 1, and 3 in the Sunday opener on the race number 2. $8,000 conditional claimers. Got 5 of them signed on to go a mile and a 16th. Going to stretch them. You'll see a few more mile and 16th races. Nice to see them filling. I went to the 2 Rosie's Notice. Definitely his best races have been going along. He does drop in class. Dennis Arrojo riding great. And I just think this is a good spot for Rosie's Notice. Put the 1 Killarney Kid in for second. His best race last year, obviously when he won by a pile of lengths, was going a mile and a 16th. And he deserves, a good long look in here. And I put the 5 Casanova, another one that will improve on the distance change. A couple of so-so sprints, but his best races in Golden Gate were going along. I went 2-1-5.
I got the same horses. I actually went with Casanova on top, though. Hadn't run since last July. He ran in May. Got beat 11 lengths, but he followed that up with a much better effort at the $8,000 level. Only got beat 4 lengths last time behind Shuswap and Stone Ridge Ruler. And as you mentioned, when you go back to those races when he was down in the Bay with Tim McCanna, he was running in some nice races, maiden 20s, 25s, going long. Got a 68 buyer, 65 buyer. He's going to be tough, and I think he's trending in the right direction. So I have him on top of Rosie's Notice. I put in the second spot, dropping down at the $16,000 level into an $8,000 level, as you mentioned. Much better going long. Dennis Arrojo sticks with him. And Killarney Kid, I put in the 3rd spot.
Yep.
Another one that will appreciate
speed. Might be the speed of the race.
He's probably going to be the one you have to catch, so he could carry him a long way for trainer Darrell Stewart. 5-2-1 for me in the second.
Stake time.
On to the 3rd, the Emerald Downs for 3-year-old fillies, going 6.5 furlongs. 3 of them come out of the Dino Condolenio's barn for Swift Thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
And I went with Snuggles. Why wouldn't you? 5 starts, 2 wins, 3 seconds. Never worse than second, this girl. And won the Fantasy last year and came back in the Ross McLeod to win pretty comfortably over Princess Katie, who came back to win a stake race at Emerald Downs a couple weeks ago. I went with Snuggles on top of McDove out of the Mark Cluche barn. I thought a very good effort behind a very quick Chianti last time in a allowance
another
race.
Swift thoroughbred Dino horse.
Yeah, another one that could have been in here.
Fillies,
Chianti.
Dino and Swift.
But I think this filly just has a lot of upside. I was impressed with her race last time. It was only her 2nd start of the year, and I could see her moving forward. I have her in the 2nd spot. I put Omi, another Swift thoroughbred horse. Hamill sticks with this one. She's going to be the one that's setting all the early fractions. I have her in the 3rd spot. I went 3-1-4.
Yeah, I agree. I got 3-1-4. I got Snuggles. I think it's just this horse is just a cut above everyone else in this particular race, and I think she's going to be really tough. Rico Walcott flies in to ride. She's obviously come out of her race in good order, and she's going to be awfully tough. I agree with McDove. Good runner-up effort to Chianti. Wasn't disgraced either in the Ross McLeod behind Snuggles in her first start of the year. And Omi, just a horse that hasn't run a bad race yet. So I think all 3 of them have their merits. But Snuggles looks like the best on paper. 3-1-4 in the Emerald Downs. Handicap on to race number 4. Maiden $25,000 fillies and mares, or maiden 12.5, fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the one. I always take 4-year-old. I love 4-year-olds
Yeah.
in these kind of races. I went to the 2 Currency Express. I thought a pretty good runner-up effort to a horse that I didn't see this coming, a 117 and change, but Ride on the Wind just was absolutely brilliant that day, and Currency Express had to settle for second. So I put that horse, I'm going to give that one the win. I put the 4-4 Bliss, class drop for this one, claim for 12.5 by owner-trainer Bob Roman. Started the year off for maiden 25. Mid-pack performance. I didn't get the best of trips from an outside draw against Indy Black, but this is a lot easier. And I put the 3-horse Whippoorwill Song, get that one running on late for third. Gets blinkers, that could help this horse. The horse was very, unimpressive last time. No excuses. Mind you, chasing Riding the Wind, who was, much the best, but still flattened out badly the last part. Maybe the blinkers will help. She's come back to work well. I went 2-4-3.
I went with the ones definitely here out of the Mark Luce barn for Canmore Farms. She set all the early fractions last time. They went decent time, 22 and 3:46, and just got tired. Still only got beat 6 lengths. Lightly raced filly, making just her second start. I can see her improving dramatically in her second start. She's on the rail. She's probably going to get the lead. She might have a Currency Express lapped on her, but I put Stephanie on top of Currency Express, the one that does figure in here, running into a very tough riding on the Wind last time, as you mentioned. And I put Whippoorwill Song in the third spot. As you mentioned, blinkers go on, but the most encouraging thing for me about Whippoorwill Song is Hamill rode her last time. She ran horrible, and he sticks with her. So he thinks there's more there. I'll follow Hamill there. I go 1, 2, 3 in the fourth, on to the fifth. Fillies and Mares Maiden 4,000. I landed on the one here again, back to the one hole. Pacific Storm out of the Mike Anderson barn. Only got beat 3/4 of a length in her first start, and she clipped heels right at the wire. That's the day David Lopez was injured, and he should be returning in the next few weeks here. Good to see Dave back. Gets Lopez Jose Asensio day, so that's why she hasn't run for a while, but been working well coming into this. Again, a young filly with a fair bit of upside. Only got beat 3/4 of a length by Corporate Lass and Joe Adall. So I put her on top. Put Joe Adall in the second spot. Gets Richard Hamill for trainer Rob Maben. She's been knocking on the door. One of these days she's going to break through, and Richard Hamill is not going to hurt her chances at all. And I put the 10, Go Eileen, the other Rob Maben runner. She's a bit rank and has had some problems, but a good third last time in just her first start of the year, and she could be going the right way. She's starting to figure the game out. Dennis Arrojo rides her. I put her in the third spot. 1, 6, and 10.
I went to the 4 in here, Sugar Cat, coming from Santa Anita and Los Alamitos. This horse broke poorly in her first start at Santa Anita for maiden 20. Rushed up to get in contention. It doesn't look like it on form. You'd have to watch the race. And then flattened out, ran terribly. And then came back at 870 yards and was swamped in a race. So it ended up running fifth, beat a couple horses. Well, the horses come back with a couple of good works. Easier company here, 102 and a 101. That's good enough for me to give her a shot. Amadeo Perez rides, and I'm going to try Sugar Cat to win. The 8 Zygo impressed me with the work. I saw it on me, the sloppy track working a minute and change. Any of these horses that can work in a minute and change, I'm going to be interested in.
Yeah.
Out of a mare that ran, it was placed in the BC Oaks, Infinite Wealth. Silvino Morales is riding great. I thought there was some upside with a couple horses that we haven't seen, and I just didn't want to take anything out of any Joe Adall races. I just tried to stay away from them. Pacific Storm.
She's due.
Yeah. Pacific Storm, though, your top pick, has some upside. At least it was just their first career start, and perhaps could improve off of that race. Gets the apprentice Jose Asensio, but worked well also. I went 4, 8, and 1. There's a lot going on in this race. I didn't like anyone. The Leading Lady I left off. Joe Adall I left off.
It might be an all-button race.
And even the 12 Stormy Days, if this one draws in, could be dangerous. So, but I did go 4, 8, and 1 in the fifth. This kick off your late pick 4 on to race number 6. $4,000 claimers here, going 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to go to the 1, game 7. He's likely one of the better horses in the race. I don't know if he's going to get the right pace scenario. He's been off for quite a while. Work tab, okay, but he's never been a brilliant workhorse. I just didn't see anyone here. I like Leo's in the house. I picked second, but this horse has had a lot of chances, and dropped for 4 last time. Heavy favorite. Didn't hit the board. I don't know. I just can't fall in love with that one. London's had a lot of chances. I didn't know where to go in this race.
Yeah,
Swiss Aragon, I don't know. There was just so many horses I couldn't go to. Game 7, do I love him? No, absolutely not. But it's just a race where
The one downside for Game 7, and he's probably the best horse in the race, but it's making his first start. That's what scares me about him. Is he's a little behind the 8 ball because you have horses that are making their 4th, 5th start.
But he can win off the bench. He's won off the bench before.
True, yeah.
The barn can win off first time out. 1-4-2 for me, but a race that I just had no strong opinion
I know.
on
I'm
at
with you.
all. Just tough one.
I went with London. I went with the 2 horse. Just beat a length and a quarter last time by Jordan's Quest. He's got the right kind of
119.
Yeah, I know.
Duke should have won by 100 lengths that race.
But he's got the right kind of style for this race.
Yep.
I can see him
No,
just sitting
winning.
just off it for Reyes. So I put him on top of Leo's in the house, who's figures to be tough in here. Only got beat a couple lengths by Fleming's Beach last time for the same tag. And who did I put in the 3rd spot? DJ Snow. John Snow's having an excellent meet. I think
lost
DJ
to
Snow.
Roy's Dream. I just had a lot of trouble with this particular
This is a muddled bunch.
It is a muddled race. It's a tough one.
Yeah, Tapacero has some backlash.
Yeah, it was a cool race.
I went 2-4-7 and a head scratcher of
And
the
it was
6.
a skull buster.
On to the 7th. 3-year-old and up Colts and Geldings maiden 25, going 6.5 furlongs. And I landed on the 3 here, Sanawar for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I thought a very good race behind a nice horse in Colterbury last time. I think Colterbury's got a lot of upside. He ran away from him that day.
Nice horse.
And Sanawar was well clear of everybody else. He's your horse. I really like him today. I put Sanawar on top of the 4. The 7, We Found Gold. Those are the 2 in here. We Found Gold, though, was making his first start, but he was stakes place last year, getting beat just a length by Fear the Cat in the Sale Stakes, and came back with a good effort in the Ascot Graduation. Owned by Terry Clyde and Joanne McDonald. We Found Gold or Sanawar. I think that's the class of the race. But Sanawar, off that last race, I did pick him. Put We Found Gold in the 2nd spot, and I threw the 4 horse, Mark It Up Mark, of the Anita Bolton barn. Comes out of that same Sanawar race. He ran 4th last time. Adds Blinkers and Dennis Arojo. 3, 7, and 4 for me.
Yeah, I agree with your top 2. Sanawar and We Found Gold, I think, are interchangeable. They're both.
Those are the 2 best.
They're not maiden special weight horses, but they're, in this spot, where do you go? I mean, it isn't the toughest maiden 25 either. Sanawar, good runner-up effort to Colterbury. I thought it was a really good race. We Found Gold had some big races last fall. And, stakes place in the sales stake behind Fear of the Cat. And this horse has some nice work tab, too. This horse could be ready to roll first time out. I put the 5 Mighty Mesa in for 3rd, dropping out of a maiden special weight race. And no success since the claim, but still a horse that hasn't found the toughest spots. So I put that one in the mix as well. 3-7-5 for me in the 7. On the 8th and final, $4,000 maidens going 6 1/2 furlongs. I'm going to go to the 1, Sal. I thought a good run behind Jockey Style, who I didn't see that win coming, but this time was pretty good. And Sal makes his first start for Wayne Oliver and John Snow. Has the inside, has some speed. Horse going to be dangerous. The 5, Milshon, also interests me, coming out of the PS Diamond Cutter race. And the 6, he is tough. Give that one a shot as well. He was actually scratched last week or a couple weeks ago. But 1, 5, 6 for me. I thought it was 1 and 5 though. I really like those 2.
Yeah, I agree. I got the same horses in the same order, as a matter of fact. But I did edge with Sal. John Snow's making all the right moves right now. He claimed him last time, and an unlucky loser to Jockey Style. Jockey Style ran away. You could never catch him. But he was well clear of the 3rd horse. So I put Sal on top of Milshon, who broke his maiden earlier this year in his first start and was DQ'd and has struggled to find that form again. I put him in the 2nd spot. I agree with you. Those are the 2, and I put He Is Tough in the 3rd spot as well. I agree with Mike. 1, 5, 6 in the nightcap. That'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday
June
program.
the 12th.
Up next on screen will be our picks. Mike, as always, you're first. You might
Back
use
and
your
ready, a lot of
glasses.
twos. I got a lot of 2s. I know I got the little. Oh, we got the little ones. Yeah, number 2 jackpot, 2, 1, and 3 for me in the Sunday opener. Race number 2, the 2 Rosie's Notice for our good friend Lauren McDougall and the Jacksons. 2, 1, and 5 in race 2. Race number 3, the 3 Snuggles, one of a trio of Swift Thoroughbreds and Neil Condolineos runners. 3, 1, and 4 in the Emerald Downs Handicap. Race number 4, I went to the 2 Currencies Express, lone 4-year-old in the lineup. I think this horse will be pretty tough. 2, 4, and 3 for me in the 4th. 5th race, the 4 Sugar Cat over the 8 Zygo. I thought those are the 2 new faces that you might want to look at. 4, 8, and 1 in race number 5. Race number 6, the 1 Game 7 making his return after a lengthy layoff. 1, 4, and 2 for me in the 6th. Race number 7, the 3 Sanawar over the 7 We Found Gold, and the 5 Mighty Mesa, and the 8th and final, as we just touched on. We went to the 1 Sal. 1, 5, and 6 for us in race number 8.
On to my picks. There we go. In the 1st, I took the 2 Jackpot. over the 3 and the 1. In the second, I went to the 5, Casanova, over the 2 and the 1. In the third, I agree with Mike in the stake, Snuggles, the 3, over the 1, McDove, and the 4, Omi. In the fourth, I went to the 1, Stefanitely, over the 2 and the 3. In the fifth, I went to the 1 again, Pacific Storm, over the 6 and the 10. In the sixth, I went to the 2, London, over the 4 and the 7. In the seventh, number 3, Sanawar, over the 7 and the 4. And in the nightcap, I agree with Mike on number 1, Sal, over the 5 and the 6.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to Handicappers Corner. Hopefully, we going to fill your pockets for the weekend. Lots of information. Hopefully, help you settle in on some winning decisions when you go up and make your wagers this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. 8 races, good stakes race. The Emerald Downs with Rico Wolcott, Swift Thoroughbreds, and Dino Condolineos. The likely favorites, heavy favorite with Snuggles. And but that is our feature race. Got to get out early though. Race goes in the third, which is scheduled to go about 2:45, 2:50. So come on out and watch a very talented 3-year-old.
Brush off that Belmont hangover and get out there early to see the 3-year-old filly stake. Absolutely. First post, of course, is 150. Good luck, everyone, and we'll see you next week.